This is Kevin Mayo. Today we're drinking Broadbrook Brewing, Season of the Witch. It is their Imperial Honey Brown Ale, brewed with honey, obviously. So, oh my God, we're drinking an adjunct beer. So, it is 7.1% alcohol by volume. Broadbrook Brewing's right down the street from my house. It's kind of my home brewery. I spend a lot of time there. I'm a member of their mug club, and I enjoy my time there immensely, and I love all those guys. They're great people. So, let's give it a crack and see what we got. This is actually the first beer that they actually bottled, and I'm trying to think. I was at the untapping party, so I think that was probably about 3 weeks ago. So this beer is only about 3 weeks old. I know they don't bottle date right now. It's hard for a small brewery like that to really come up with a way to date everything as they go along. Production is done by hand, so it's not that easy. Let's take a look at it and see what we got for color. And if we hold it directly up to the light, you can just see the light. It's a dark, rich brown, but in general, if you didn't hold it directly in the light, you'd say, yeah, it's a dark brown with a nice dark brown head on it, about 2 fingers, a decent amount of lacing on it. Go ahead and top it off a little bit more. Now, I know I was making fun of adjuncts earlier, but adjuncts has got a bad name because back in the 40s and 50s, maybe even a little, couldn't have been much before that, it got added to beer as really a way to save money. Barley and malt's more expensive than corn, so corn ended up getting put into beer. As a way to call American beer, adjunct became a pejorative, so it became a cuss word. So today, we understand that there's a lot of adjuncts that get added to beer that are good. I mean, all your fruit beers, your pumpkin beers, those are all adjuncts. Basically anything that doesn't pass the German purity law. Anyway, I'm talking and not really getting on with the review, so let's do the aroma. And you do get some nice sweet honey coming up. And then that roasted malt, almost like a stout or a porter. I'm really getting a lot of that deep caramel. Yeah, just that freshly turned over earth, old leaves. And this is all in a good way. I'm not saying in a bad way, but that deep earthiness. And I keep getting, and this is a bit of a surprise, and I'm not sure if I'm just making it up, almost like a peppery. So let's give it a taste. And you get, oh yeah, you get almost like that milk chocolate in the aftertaste. Now I went to describe my first taste, which I'm going to get back to in a minute, but I just got surprised at just wonderfully, almost like I said, like that milk chocolate. But you get sweetness up front, and that's obviously the honey. But you really get a nice piece of sweetness, or taste of sweetness up front. Don't really say that I taste the honey, but I get a nice sweet coating on the tongue. And it really does coat the tongue at the end. So sweetness, a nice, full, creamy, buttery mouthfeel. You get, again, that milk chocolate at the back end, real creamy milk chocolate at the back end. And then there's a little hint of bitterness at the back end, too, to kind of take some of that sweetness away and get you ready for the next sip. Really, really, really well-made beer. It's a style you don't get a lot of. A lot of guys aren't doing browns. I mean, there's a fair amount of them out there, but if you go up and down the aisle in the store, there's not a boatload of browns out there. Browns are just a style that if you're going to do a brown ale, brewers tend to go all the way and then go into a stout or a porter. But just to do a nice brown ale, it's a really, like I said, really nice job. I have a hard time thinking of another beer out there that's like it. I've had some other honey beers that are just a little bit sweeter. This is really, really well crafted, really delicious beer. I'm waffling here because I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to come down on score-wise. And I would say it's a low A beer. Give it a 91 out of 100. And kudos to my friends at Broadbrook, because you can do a fall beer, an October beer. It doesn't have to be a pumpkin. So good jobs. Until next time, keep drinking.